Hi, it's Malcolm from Aquaspray. Today we are going to talk about lance nozzles. Just before we start, if you found this video helpful or any of my videos helpful and you want to buy me a drink, there's a link in the description. If I've sent you this link, I'm just trying to explain to you how these nozzles work with the sizes that are stamped on them. If you get one of these type of nozzles and it doesn't have a stamp on it, it is just going to be a generic nozzle with no tolerance of what the actual milled out size was going to be. I'd advise probably not using them, only using nozzles that you have a number written on them and making sure that the correct ones with the chart that's in the description below. So lance nozzles, there are so many different sizes of lance nozzles, threads, quick release, flat tips. There are so many different nozzles to choose from and it can be a minefield. It is so important to get the correct size of lance nozzle that you need. People get mixed up with the width of the spray, saying that's the size, whether it's a 25 degree or a 40 degree or a 15 degree. It's not, it's all about the size of the actual hole. I'm going to try and explain what the nozzle sizes mean, or the numbers that are appearing on the nozzles and what they mean, and how to determine what lance nozzle is correct for your machine. There's loads of charts online. I've created one which the link will be in the description. The way to use it is you would go what pressure your machine is, find where your pressure is, and then how many liters per minute that the machine is using, and then where it corresponds to, that's the nozzle size that you would be using for your machine. When you get a lance nozzle, it's constructed of a few different numbers. The first couple of numbers is usually the degree of angle of what the spraying system is going to be. So if it's from 0, 0 means a straight point jet, a 15, which will be a 15 degree, 20, 25, 30, whatever degree it'll be, the wider it is, the bigger the number on the first part of the number. The next one will be the size of the actual hole. So they usually start in the standard terms of 0, 1, 0. So 01, 015, 02, 025, 03, 035, 04, 045, you get the gist. They usually step up in half steps. When you get the original Kranzle nozzles, they are slightly different. They make their own nozzles to the specific size of whatever they're using on the machine. So you have the 7122, which uses the 20028, which is a 20 degree, and then the size of the hole 028 nozzle size hole. On the 10122, with the extra 10 liters a minute going through it, the size of the nozzle is 20, so still a 20 degree nozzle shape, but it's 042. So instead of it being 028, it's 042, so it's slightly bigger on that hole. Now, getting the right lance nozzle is quite important to get the machine. If you try and put an 042 nozzle on a 7122 that is supposed to have the 028 nozzle, the smaller diameter hole, you will get no pressure. It will go down to probably 80, 60, 70, 80 bar pressure. If you try and put the 028, which is a small hole, on the 10122 that is supposed to be the bigger hole, the 042, then the machine's going to try and work over pressure. And if the unloader's not set right, that pressure will go too high. It'll cause too many amps on the machine. You'll blow fuses. You can overheat the motor. You can do all sorts of damage. Ding. Lost my train of thought now, that bing. I can't believe that. Lots of people are going down the route of having these small quick release nozzles. These are fine if you get the right sizes. Now, they don't do the correct size for the actual portable Kranzle machines. And what you're looking for is a laser etched number on the silver part of this quick release nozzle, on the metal part of this quick release nozzle. They will all start usually M25030. So this is an 03 size nozzle. I will get some close-up shots of these to show you the differences between the actual the hole size. Although these look identical, they're both green. This one is an 045 size nozzle and this one's an 03 size nozzle. And I'll be able to show you that on the camera a little bit, about here somewhere. Again, using these nozzles is not a major issue. The 03 for the 7122 is the closest thing to it. Remember, it's an 028, so it's got 029, 03. So this is slightly bigger, which is going to cause a little bit of a pressure drop on there. But it's better than using a smaller nozzle and risking damaging the machine or having less flow of water going through it. When you're on the 10122, I'd probably be advising the 045 nozzle. The original Kranzle nozzle is an 042, 043, 044, 045. So again, it's slightly bigger hole in the end. You will reduce a little bit of pressure down there. You can use the 04 nozzle, but you've got to be looking at the pressure gauge and making sure that you're not running it over pressure. If you do, you will end up damaging something, blowing fuses, possibly damaging the motor if it gets too hot, especially in the weather that we've had this summer. When you have a lance nozzle that's in the end of the lance, if you have any type of blockage, any pieces of rust maybe coming through the lance, or a piece of O-ring that's damaged from the gun, and it gets stuck in the hole, it's going to reduce the size of the hole in that nozzle, and the spray pattern's not going to be a perfect fan. So what you'd be looking for is when you're holding the trigger, if you're not seeing that perfect fan and it's spraying all over the place and it's working slightly over pressure, it's not going to be working right. This nozzle, you can quite easily unscrew these, get a pin or a paper clip, prick it all out, making sure that it's perfectly clear and you can see all the way through it. Run some water through the lance before you put the nozzle back on. That'll flush any water out of it. Screw it back onto the lance and you'll be fine. So with the chart in the description, check your machine's pressure and litres per minute, and only buy nozzles that have laser etched numbers on, regardless of what they look like, to get the correct size. At least you know that they're made to a certain tolerance then. No number, no buying.